Welcome to another not 3-minute review, this time discussing a roguelike card game called Pyrene. I was recently sent a beta code to check this one out from the studio called Two Tiny Dice, so thanks to them for letting me check this out, and again the caveat that this was a code provided by them. I like to open these with some comparisons so you can determine if this is a game for you or not. Some of the comps that came to mind for me, really any roguelike, so your Bindings of Isaac or Binding of Isaacs, whatever, same game they made a bunch of times, but The Binding of Isaac, Cult of the Lamb, etc., games along those lines that have you doing multiple runs where you will die, but each time you come back. Hades, again, how could I forget that? Ray's going to yell at me for it, but that's a problem for another day when he hears this. Though I would mention this is a greatly simplified version by comparison, using a deck and card system as opposed to attacking, rolling, dodging, etc. The elements are there where you're getting boons, weapons, etc. That's why this comes to mind. I also see comps in tactical games like Fire Emblem, Final Fantasy Tactics, where you're moving yourself around the board and having to make decisions strategically. And frankly, there's also a bit of a puzzle element to how this game plays out. How you use your cards, where you place them, how you proceed to attack enemies, gather supplies, etc. Really fits in the puzzle genre as well. As I mentioned before, this game is fully in a beta state. I was able to test out 3 different biomes, explore several low-level aspects of the home base / village, and was able to use 2 different playable character cards with their own attributes and skill sets. Pyrene finds your character having to recover their village after an attack, journeying into nearby environs to gather supplies, rescue villagers, while searching for the exit in each of those locations and rooms. You can only cross over each card location one time. There may be an enemy there may be a weapon, there may be healing, there may be supplies, for all it matters. But each of those spaces you can only move over one time in the course of a day before having to stop, rest, and reset the used card locations. Those nights of rest cost you supplies or health depending on what you have available, and attacking enemies costs you a declared amount of health, which is very clearly marked on the cards, health that when you complete the room you do regain. As you defeat enemies, you gain your boon cards that upgrade your weapons, grant additional health, all the other sorts of things you see in a roguelike traditional game. The card element gives us another level of strategy, though, as opposed to rolling and button mashing your way out of it. A degree more of thought required, no disrespect to the roguelikes, it's just a different element, it's a puzzle piece, one that you don't have to worry about the timing for, you don't roll, you don't dodge, a different way to go about it. One particularly fun and interesting element of this was the mountain biome. As you're moving your cards across the bottom layer, cards drop down from above it, so they shift down. One of the boons I liked in that particular area caused damage to enemies when they dropped, so I absolutely dove on that one right away. Added an extra layer beyond just the base navigation, trying to figure out what damage you're going to take versus the damage you're going to issue to the enemies. How much do you have left to be able to get out of the room? Just a fun little element to add into there. After you head back to your village, with each run, you can recover buildings, you can upgrade them, collect long-term bonuses, do a certain amount of damage, get this bonus to carry forward, etc. Again, pretty standard roguelike activities there. But all of that was pretty limited from a beta perspective, but you can really see where this is heading, especially when you think about your Cult of the Lambs and other similar games that have a strong base building element. This sounds interesting to you? Recommend you throw Pyrene on your Steam wish list. Get ready to check it out. And best of luck to Two Tiny Dice as they continue developing the game.